16 build hacks and ideas in Minecraft 1.21, starting with the most simplest idea, copper bulb lamppost. These blocks combined with the new copper trapdoor makes an industrial style lamp, and some designs I've made here is giving steampunk vibes a lot, which is why I also made these garden lamps with decorated pots for a more decorative and less steampunkish feel to them. Each of the trapdoors gives off a different design based on their textures, and the same goes for the decorated pots. Another idea you can do is to cover them with stairs, which gives you this different look of the copper bulb, and again, you can do lots of designs and patterns with it. It's a really nice decor to make, so feel free to experiment with them as much as you'd like. Moving on to the copper grates, it works best as a window mesh if you're building a castle or anything medieval, especially if you're using a weathered or exposed copper grate. And while on the topic of medieval, you can watch more on my medieval build hacks vid. There's a lot of good ones I highly recommend, especially that well pump and night build. And as I'm editing this, I am really digging the sound copper grates makes. It is so nice. Back to the video. Now, because of the texture, it can also be a sewer grate, which both works for medieval and a modern city type build, which is nice. With the new copper trapdoors, you can make a crate design that looks exactly like a milk crate, and what I like about it is you can pretty much stack them just like the real ones. Another crate design you can make is with chiseled copper, which looks exactly like a metal crate or a military crate, and I also added some extra details on the sides as well to make it better. Now back to copper trapdoors, you can make a simple standing fan design, and this works well because the trapdoor has a circular texture that almost resembles an old fan, and I really like it. And again, because of the texture, you can use it to make a drone as well. You can also use it to make wheels for a toy car, and it's useful because it has a chest at the back which serves as a storage compartment, and it makes a great decoration as well. Copper trapdoors can also be used to make an old diving helmet, and this is perfect if you're making an aquarium or something to put at the bottom of the ocean. The lights I used in the helmets were frog lights to get that color tint. You can use sea lanterns or glowstone depending on your preference. If you combine monster spawner and trial spawner, you can make yourself a bunch of cages, which is a nice detail to add in medieval builds, especially if you're building a fishing dock. And they also look like empty trash bins if you place pressure plates on top. One of my favorite things you can do with the trial spawner is to make a cursed mob display just by placing a stone cutter and armor stand underneath it. For the head, you can use any mob of your liking, but in this case, I'll use a wither skeleton to fit the theme. Plus, you can add details like candles and a key. You can use the top texture of a trial spawner to make a carpet. You can also combine it with chiseled tuff since they're almost the same texture. And this also works with bee nest and upside down choker boxes, especially with cyan, white, and gray colors. When it comes to gray, use debug stick to set it to ominous. One of the new blocks in this update is Tuff blocks in bricks, and the only build I can think of using this is a Moai statue. A few builders have tried making this statue, but it's not close to what I wanted, so I'm gonna try my best to copy one of the statue and get it as close to the actual design. As always, the first step I'm building here is the base or the shoulders of the Moai, and we're gonna build it from the bottom to the top part of the head. And if you're building with me here, you can always pause or rewind the video if needed. And that is it. That's my version of the Moai statue. I think I got the design close to the actual thing. Here's a quick comparison, and I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, and it's definitely close to the real thing. Now there are some statues with hats on top of them, and you can do that as well with a bunch of andesite blocks or bricks if you will. And you can also just do the head for display purposes if you want, and personally this is my go-to if I'm going to make it in my survival world. Instead of using item frames to display your mace, you can make an actual mace with heavy core since it's placeable. And you can either use a lightning rod or iron bars for the handle. And since you made it to the end of this video, I got a bonus build, and it's a simple gas can using chiseled copper, a lever, and a fence. Also, 89% of you aren't subscribed yet, so if you want some more builds like this, make sure to subscribe and like the video. As always, you can follow me on my socials and Discord. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.